Welcome back to Abra Knowledge channel. I'm all excited today because I'm going to take free CISA practice quiz. You all know CISA stands for Certified Information System Auditor, and I'm going to take a basic questions, and you will get an idea about what is CISA is all about, how it is connected closely to the standard which we discussed in the earlier video, ISO 27001. Okay, let's get started with this simple quiz. The first question, audit charter should include what? Be dynamic and change to coincide with the changing nature of technology and audit professions. So this could not be a good idea because actually every time the technology get changed and all that, right? And clearly state the audit objective. This looks to be a close and good answer. And document audit procedure designed to achieve the planned audit objective. This also looks to be a close answer. Outline the overall authority, scope, and responsibility. When you say charter, right, whether it's a project charter and all the about is all about authority, scope, and responsibility. I'm going to hit this answer. Let's see whether this is the right answer at the end. So the second question is IS, that is Information System Auditor, finds a small number of user access requests that had not been authorized by manager through the normal predefined workflow, steps and escalation rule as per that. The IS auditor, what they should do is they should get the additional information and perform it, right? Let's go to the third question. IS, IS auditor observe that the enterprise has outsourced software development to a third party, that is a startup company, to ensure the enterprise investment in the software is protected. Which of the following should be recommended by the IS auditor? Due diligence should be performed. This could be a close answer. A quarterly audit of the vendor facility should be performed. I think this could be a risk because depending upon the criticality, you may have to change the audit frequency. There should be a source code escrow agreement in place. So this should be a right answer. And let's go to the next question. An enterprise risk appetite is best established by dash. Is in a chief legal officer, security management, audit team, and steering committee. So steering committee will be the right answer. And the next question, when identifying an earlier project completion time, which is to be obtained by paying a premium for early completion, the activities should be selected are those. Number one, whose sum of activity time is the shortest and that has zero slack time, that gives the longest possible completion time, whose sum of slack time is the shortest. So that has, because when critical path has the zero slack, right? There is no slack. So this should be the right answer. And an IS auditor is assigned to audit a software development project, which is more than 80% complete, but has already overrun time by 10%, caused by 25%. Which of the following action should the IS auditor take? Report the organization doesn't have effective project, or recommend the project manager be changed, or review the IT governance, or review the conduct the project and business case. So this will be the good response. And then the next question, a programmer maliciously modified a production program to change the data, then restore the original code. Which of the following would most effective to detect the malicious activity? Comparing the source code, or reviewing the system log issue files, or comparing the object code, or reviewing the executable and source code integrity. So getting the log will be the ideal approach. Which of the following would best ensure continuity of a wide area network, that is WAN, across the organization? Built-in alternative routing, or complete full system backup daily, a repair contract with the service provider, and duplicate machine alongside each server. So all these are interim solution. I think built-in alternative routing will be the permanent and preventive solutions. An IS auditor is reviewing the physical security control of a data center, notices several areas for concern. Which of the following areas is the most important? All these are for concerns. Which is the most? The emergency power off button cover is missing. Schedule maintenance of the fire suppression system was not performed. There was no security cameras inside the data center. The emergency exit door is blocked. This is the very critical one. The last one. Which of the following choices best helps information owner to properly classify the data? Understanding the technical control that protect the data that requires the training the organization policy and standard, use the automated data leak preventions, that is called DLP, data leak preventions, and understanding which people need to access the data. So training an organization policy and a standard could be an answer. And I'm gonna fill up the name and all that. Just giving my details. Okay. Okay, I have scored 10 out of 10. You passed with 10 correct. Great job. Your knowledge and ISRIT auditing, control, and information is off to a strong start. Right? You can see that answer also as well. Basically, I will skip all this, and basically we talked about certified information systems auditor. And so let's see that one. So auditor charter, it should be the right because it is also giving the additional information and outline the overall authority, because this is charter meaning like the scope, authority, and roles and responsibility and all that. That's the reason I choose that auditor. I mean charter. When you say charter, it's all about scope, responsibility, and authority. And the number of one, I perform the analysis, and because here there is a given some citation about it. IS auditor needs to perform substantive testing and additional analysis to determine why the approval and workflow are not working as intended. Before making any recommendation, IS auditor should gain a good understanding of the scope of the problem and what factor caused this incident. The auditor should identify whether the issue was caused by manager not following the procedure, or by a problem with the workflow with the automated system, or combination of two. Third one, we selected the source code escrow, and this is the right answer. And the reason is as follow. Source code escrow agreement is primarily recommended to help to protect the enterprise investment in the software, because the source code will be available through the trusted third party and can be retrieved if the startup vendor goes out of the business. Fourth one, enterprise risk appetite is the best established by the steering one. Steering committee is the best suited to determine the enterprise risk appetite, and because the committee draws its representation from senior management, just like how we have a management representative. Fifth one, and when identified the earlier, it has zero slack we selected, and that's the right one, because critical path analysis is no longer than that of any other path through the network. The path is important because everything goes with the schedule and all that. And the IS auditor is assigned to audit software that we talked about it, and review the conduct of the project and the business case. Before making any recommendation, IS auditor needs to understand the project and the factor that have contributed to bringing the project over budget and over schedule. And what we program maliciously modified production. So what we have to do is we select reviewing the system log files is the only trial that may provide information and about unauthorized activities in the production library. Eighth one, we chosen that about WAN, we chosen built-in alternative routing. That's the right one, because alternative routing would ensure that the network would continue if the communication device fails or the link severed because of the message rerouting could be automatic. An IS auditor is reviewing the physical one, and emergency door, exit door is blocked. That's a critical one. Life safety is always the highest priority everywhere, even if you take FMEA, if you take anything. Therefore, the blocking the emergency exit is the most serious problem. The last one, which of the following choices best helps an information owner to properly classify the data? Training is the one which we talked about it, and understanding the policy and the standard. While implementing the data classification, it is important, essential that the organization policy standard, including the data classification scheme and understood by the owner and custodian of the data, the person who holds the data, so that they can properly classify it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Basically, I took from this website. I'll keep this in the description. You can also try to take this, test, and you can also get to have some idea about CISA. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.